Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kativu. Before I start this presentation, I have a question to ask. How do people intend to solve the digital divide if the people you're trying to help with this do not know how to use the technology? For example, what's the point of developing technology for rural people when they do not know how to use this technology? My goal is to develop a platform named ELMO Labs. ELMO Labs basically is targeted to primary school users. The name ELMO rings a bell because of the Sesame Street character, so kids will easily get acquainted with this. So basically, this is the process, right? Think of Kudzai, for example, right? Kudzai grows up in a rural city, does well in school, and proceeds to high school, right? In high school, learns a bit of computers, goes on to tertiary education. He discovers the technology, he learns about it, he applies it. That's an opportunity a lot of children don't have in the rural areas. And for you to develop technology for them when they do not actually understand the background to this technology does not really make sense. So my goal is to bring this technology to them through mobile labs. Who are my users? Primary school children. I think the next generation is where we can start. If we start at the old generation, it might be a little complicated. Primary school users, their minds are still fresh, they grasp new concepts very easily, and the idea really processes very much faster. Schools, I use school district councils because they're the ones who can influence the curriculum in schools. So if I approach them and they actually create the curriculum, they actually enable the users as primary school users. Who are not my target users? These are post-primary school children, because I think these are people who actually have ample opportunity to walk around and find these resources for themselves. Primary school children cannot walk 20 kilometers to an internet cafe. When I was 15, I could probably do that. So I would exclude them from my target users. And as well, I would also not target the elderly because I think this is the curriculum that will be developed will target entry-level skills, and I think it's better to focus on the new generation. So what do I plan to deliver? What's the value? Internet access, skills and knowledge transfer, and outreaching to the communities. The people in the remote communities actually have never had people come to them and say, look, this is what's happening in the cities. This is where technology is going. And this is the aim of this project. You go there, you show them what the technology is, you train them about it, and you give them internet access. Internet is the biggest educator we have right now. Students learn so much from the internet right now, so it would be very ignorant to not take that into consideration. Who's my competition? Well, service providers, internet service providers, mobile operators, and internet cafes. Well, why internet cafes? Well, internet cafes are established in places where there's usually electricity or fixed architecture. And that limits the number of users you can actually appeal to. Mobile centers, for example, can move around, distributing the resources among different schools. Think of a schedule where 10 schools have 2 hours of usage of 10 computers a day. As a result, you end up having 200 users in a day instead of just the 10. How will I market this? Well, I've said this before. School district councils, they're the ones who do the marketing for me. I'm going to try and partner up with them and mobile service providers to provide me with the internet. They're the ones who know what the schools need. They're the best people for the job. I won't try it. I'm not a marketer. Let them do it. And of course, once they do that, I can learn from them and assist in further research and development as time goes on. The goal as well is actually to subsidize for the children using the community. For example, primary school children won't pay for this service. This is a service for free. But on the other hand, the community, if they want to use the internet while the mobile vehicle is parked there, they can pay $1. I live in Zimbabwe, so we use US dollars. $1 for 3 days access while the vehicle is parked. And of course, because it's using solar panels and regenerated electricity from the vehicle's engine, you can actually sell electricity to charge your phones and basic devices like that. So what's keeping this technology in a box? Connectivity and power shortages. Well, power shortages actually assist me in a way because for my project to have longevity, I actually expect there to be more power shortages because as long as the grid is small, solar energy and solar power devices will be in great demand. So I think because Africa is actually experiencing a major shortage in electricity supplies, solar-powered computer labs actually make sense for the future. So who am I? As I mentioned before, I'm a network engineer, junior network engineer. That's what I studied in school. I can equip the lab. I know a bit about solar energy. I've done a bit of engineering. I've got a group of graduates who studied with me. We would discuss this idea together. We're ready to go. And with support from local governments and people like you, we can change lives in Africa. Thank you.